Hot Hot Private. This is the War on Comics. I'm Colin.
I'm Omar.
Today we got a visual delights of what the 80s direct market
80s direct, yeah.
had in store. Two graphic novels. You gave me the Mazinger.
So this I know you don't really dive into the manga sphere too much. This was one of the first doses that I got when I was a kid. My cousin, military family, they would go out there and they would bring back like the craziest comics.
Okay, Wendy Pini, I see where you're coming
from. Dude, this was in Mexico, so this was like Dragon Ball Z was huge.
Right. Yeah.
So all that kind of stuff. Anyways, this was his favorite, and it was because this guy. Have you heard of Devilman?
Yeah.
This guy did Devilman.
Yeah, I'm a Danzig fan, of course.
Oh, of course. Well, there's all this, and so much. There's so many more, and that are like it's like a Gothic sort of manga. So it fit right in with the fucking Cholo kids back in the day.
And I was not going to let I was as a real American, as a patriot, as a true man of the West. I wasn't going to go down without a fight. I flipped 3 pages in that. I was like, okay, I got to bring in the big guns.
We're
gonna go with Pete Craig here. We're gonna see some visual delights, and I think that's what we have. If you're watching this, you're about to see some real artwork here. You're about to see a visual feast. You're gonna see some gibberish storylines.
I think eye candy from page to page, but the stories in both they veer off in specific ways where it's a cool it's a very era specific vibe.
And we're gonna crack that open. So stay with us here, folks. Shall we get into it?
Let's do it.
Let's go. East versus West, the throwdown of the century. Only one can win. No, this isn't. There's no victors in art. The victor is you, the reader.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with first?
Could we take a look at ELRiC, actually?
Oh, yeah.
I had a lot of questions.
Let's get into it, baby. I have no answers for you, just for the record. So are you familiar with P. Craig Russell's output?
I've only, I stumbled upon an artist edition of his, in the Vista library back in the day.
Artist edition. I wonder, it was like super oversized?
Yeah, it was pretty big.
And was it like his Neil Gaiman adaptations? Was that it? Because I think I might have that book. It's like kind of original comic size pages.
2007.
I couldn't tell you when it's from. But
okay, but that's it. It's sounding like that could be it.
Yeah, and it's because it's like original art. Like you see the mock-ups and everything.
And it's cosmic stuff.
I was tempted to bring it in, but I was like, that just takes up so much space.
Maybe that might be another video on that one.
But yeah, I was so beyond that, you've never cracked open some P. Craig.
I've only heard the legend of P. Craig Russell and Roy Thomas. I've heard that they came out of the fanzine kind of area. And I think I learned that off of the kayfabe videos, just off of in passing.
Yeah, I for whatever reason, I got the Ring of the Nibelung adaptation.
Whoa.
P. Craig Russell is cool as shit because he does these adaptations of kind of highbrow, like that's a Wagner opera. Which I'm not sitting down and listening to a Wagner opera or anything. Amazing. Or if I did, I wouldn't understand what the hell was going on. But he did like a comic book adaptation of it. He's done a bunch of plays and things like that and just turned them into comics.
I had no idea.
And that story, which is just an amazing story, The Ring of the Nibelung. I think if you, the opera itself I'm talking about, if you read that, it's pretty impressive to hear something inspiring Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that's just lifted in those in the Tolkien verse, and then you imagine the stuff that came from Tolkien. So it's worth in diving into the Ring of the Nibelung. P. Craig Russell didn't write that. Wagner wrote that.
Yeah.
Some problematic issues driving. Listen, I'm just saying there's a very greedy race of people.
In that sense,
depicted in a certain way, and a very pure,
in a anti-Spiegelman way or so,
who are very heroic. And let's just say, if you were to want to otherize a group of people. You know, the blueprint was laid here, either intentionally or unintentionally.
Wagner was not a fan of the Ubermensch.
Listen,
maybe.
regardless. I appreciate that P. Craig Russell had something to do with it. I'll listen to P. Craig Russell. I don't necessarily need to hang out with Wagner or his fanboys. But P. Craig Russell, if he likes it, I'll get into it. And regardless, you're looking at the cover. If this doesn't get you off,
yeah, dude,
you're boned, because this is awesome looking.
And it's everything. So one something I had for you is like, is Tradmore into P. Craig Russell? Like, is he lifting shit off of P?
Who's Trad?
Dude, there's this guy. It came out in like the past maybe 20 years, like less than that. He did a Silver Surfer. I think it's called Silver Surfer Black.
Okay.
And now he's doing a Doctor Strange story.
And well, if he's if you're ripping off P. Craig Russell, I fuck with you, because this is, like I said, we got the cover, but let me tell you, that ain't nothing. Because as soon as you open this up, it's crazy. This is beautiful. I mean, and you could let's give him a little more space here. It's very European feeling. And that's why I was like a little bit hesitant when I picked this up, because I was like, is he European? But look at this, our man, this exotic artist, this this great mind here. He's from is it freaking the Ohio. University of Ohio. I'm flyover state boy. So you could talk about Mobius and Drouillet and all of the heavy metal mag stuff. This is American beef, baby. And his figures. It's amazing that this is kind of early in his career too, like considering that he still makes comics and he's still an artist. He's developed over time. I think he's gotten better, truthfully, but like it's still these kind of elongated figures. This like, I don't know, fae, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, they look like dark elves.
Yeah, narrow noses. Like, he's got a type.
Yeah, he definitely has a type
with his figures. This isn't like jacked, beefy fellas, but oh my God, the sense of light and everything.
I think he just really captures that like drama that you would find, and like it makes sense to me now that you say that he's drawing operas and shit out there.
It's a lot of plays.
Potent
so
here.
Presumably he's watching a lot of plays, and maybe that's where a lot of the staging is coming from. So the story itself is a Michael Moorcock story, which I have.
This stuff though is so cool to me.
Yes, and the coloring is doing a lot here, which is, I assume, watercolors or maybe even like alcohol markers.
Super cool.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
Looks so good. And we're still using screens and stuff, and it's this twisted faces. Notice we haven't brought up the story yet.
Yeah.
It's when you're looking at this art, it's kind of irrelevant. I do think it's coherent. I couldn't recall off the top of my head what's going on. But
so we're just exploring. He's having visions about what journey led him to these groups of different warlords that are trying to protect themselves against a dark force.
And what's our hero's name here?
So that
is it Elrond?
It is ELRiC. No,
ELRiC.
Elrond. And there's like a city they go to that sounds like the old Elrond, but
he'll get called out eventually.
The
point being, he's the last of a dying race.
Yes.
So Elrond, the albino from Cerebus, if you'll recall, is a direct parody of him. And I think he even mentions his black blade in the really early issues.
Way, I didn't even fucking get that. It's right here.
ELRiC, yes. So I've never read a Michael Moorcock novel, but I've listened to a lot of Blue Oyster Cult, who took a lot from... They have a song called Black Blade that's a fucking 10 out of 10. But
look at that.
The drama and the fingers, it's so good. He's so awesome. I love any comic that I've read of his, and if I've read 10% of the P. Craig Russell comics out there,
Yeah.
that might be an overestimate. He's very prolific, and he's worked a lot with Neil Gaiman doing adaptations of, Neil Gaiman will do a short story, and then they'll hand it off to P. Craig Russell, who will turn it into a comic. So they worked hand in hand on a lot of things, and yeah, he's that fucking dude.
This whole like he just sets a scene in a really nice like fantasy specific way, like that the genre calls for this kind of thing,
Yeah, and this isn't. I mean, like Mobius is a touch point, but this doesn't feel overly busy. Or who's the Darrow fella, Jeff?
Oh, Jeff Darrow. Yeah,
it doesn't have that like, oh my god, this guy worked excessively for it. It's just really nice thin line work, and the details are in there, but it's very pretty, but it doesn't have that like obsessive, overly drawn quality to it. So I don't know. I
Jack
hold
Kirby
his work
shit right here.
in very high esteem.
He's got really good design.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, maybe it just goes back to these like kind of this fixation on this spindly kind of character. But yeah, I don't know. Your eyes are kind of your eyes. Me talking to you, the audience here, are kind of telling you more right now than anything I could tell you. Yeah, this is all fucked up too. This is like you can't tell me this is like good perspective or
that's some
proper
Kirby
perspective,
shit.
but it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just that Kirby isms of like stretching. Like this is one of those panels where they say it's like through time.
Right. Yeah, it has to be like
it's moving.
It's and the
kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, I think the bad guy here is like his brother or something.
Something. It turns out to be like another one of these guys is there's another.
So hard. Yeah, if this stuff doesn't do it for you, brother, I got nothing. Some Aeon
Look
Flux
at this
shit.
right here. Yeah. These angles, it's just like all the drama. Like right here. Oh,
I just want to like,
cousin.
Pump every time I see something. All right, I had to bring this up.
So yeah,
I saw this face, and is that a bite?
Whoa!
You've seen that image around, right?
Wait a minute.
It's not 1-to-1, but
no, I mean probably see like they saw this. Yeah, for sure.
It's I mean a swipe is pretty complex. I want to say that's from a Garth Ennis Punisher comic where that originally came from. You seen that image around?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's been bouncing around.
I don't know how like deep meme that is, but
So I was wondering why you tabbed that.
That's
okay,
it.
I was like,
wait,
is it because of like
that's
is this
all
like a
I got.
story? Like
that's all I got.
I straight up thought it was a story element. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, must be something really going on this page.
I was actually
this like 10 times.
Oh, the philosophy. Like, oh man.
No, it's just the Bueno. I think my fan theory, the roots of the Bueno meme. Is it that the Black Blade needs to like collect souls?
Yes,
like that.
Here it is.
It's so cool.
So it's that old tale. They have a sword like this in D&D where it's like the ultimate warlock kind of weapon. You feed it's so I wanted to bring this up. There's another story. Have you heard of like the Berserker series?
I've heard tale. I know the tattoo you get.
Yeah, so you need to get the tattoo after you've read it.
Okay.
But it has an element like this that I think is carried out really well in that story. I think these kind of like fantasy tropes, like I just love this shit,
Yeah.
Like it's just so fun to see a different take on it, different perspective, different like it's gothic, but it's like cotton candy goth or something like that. Like it's got these crazy elements of.
I know it's like I don't know. It's this glory days of like pre-edgelord, like
when so pure.
Yeah, like this stuff wasn't. This was exciting to a very specific group of puerile young boys, for sure. Like who would probably be better off, reading scholarly text or something. But it's still, I don't know. It doesn't. It hasn't been run through the factory of like, okay, well, we're doing a Crow ripoff, so here's what
Right.
our character has to do, or we're, ripping off, story X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
There's kind of like a purity of expression, where it's like, okay, we're free from the comics code. We can do things that we can't do in those comics. We can color in a way that those comics aren't covered. We're charging a
Yeah.
premium. We're building off of the established fan base of Michael Moorcock, the author, and our own works as artists in comics. So like, I don't know, there was a leap of faith almost, where it's like
Yeah.
we're going to do some stuff that is going to be pretty anti-commercial, that is not going to be
You got to make
fit for
waves.
toys or cartoons or
Yeah.
anything. It's just the work itself has the value. And it's years later, decades later, this stuff is, rubbish. It's like sitting. It's like debris. It's like just taking up spaces and like weird collector spheres.
It's an oddity.
Even people who love comics don't know about this stuff.
I've never heard of this. Yeah.
And it's the quality is so good. And by my estimate, it endures.
Like this got me. This was like, this is later in the book. We're almost to the end even, but this felt like he did all of the Mobius, like
right.
kind of study and stuff like that, and he's just kind of showing off.
It's so
it's fucking crazy. This panel says so much.
Yeah, just the pink and the green playing off of each other.
So cool.
Absolutely. And I think our guy, if I'm not mistaken, towards the end, he just kind of goes solo, right?
Yeah, he goes off
to another adventure.
Yeah,
a sullen face. Yeah, this is great. I mean, again, I think it's a very Americanized heavy metal kind of kind of situation, but doesn't leave any. You're not left feeling like it lacks anything. The fact that it's attached to Marvel, I mean, it's so bizarre what the direct market was doing in the 80s. Like it was just like throwing stuff at a wall and seeing what stuck, I guess. And I don't think this stuff stuck. I don't think it worked.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Because you would, if it did, I think this would be like fanned fucking fervor. Like
Absolutely.
People would be so. I know that people that know P. Craig Russell, they definitely have this in their bookshelf.
Yeah, and I mean Roy Thomas, he was like an essential building block to Cosmic Marvel, which has its own fandom and yada yada. So it's not like these guys are struggling to be known. They're high profile and everything, but as high profile as each name you see here, each logo you see here is, the comic itself, I don't know how read it is, unfortunately, because but I guess it's irrelevant whether it's read or not, because the quality is so amazing.
Yeah,
and it's so impressive to see. And I think it's a timeless work, and I think these little Marvel graphic novels, anytime you see one, pick it up.
Yeah, they had got something to them.
They're innovative. They're unique from each other. I don't know. I've never bought one and felt ripped off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll always throw a picture of that.
I'm definitely gonna be on the hunt for this. It's something that I like. Like I said, I brought up Tradmore, and I've never heard of any direct reference to P. Craig Russell, but after seeing this, there's no doubt in my mind that at least he came across it, and like I think he must have the same influences as P. Craig Russell, at least.
Yeah, we'll have to crack into that Ring Cycle graphic novel.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That's a more complete story, which I think if this is hurt by anything, it's that it's kind of just feels like a small chunk of some bigger story that I don't really understand, which is, I think, how I feel about a lot of sci-fi writers. I would like to, if you're looking to comment something, I would really like to know what is a good starting point for Michael Moorcock stuff. Because as a rocker, I feel with the amount of Hawkwind and Blue Oyster Cult I've listened to,
it's in the myth. Yeah,
I need to eventually crack open a real book with no pictures in it and read that man's writing. But I am so intimidated.
There's so much that I've.
So You let me know down below. But speaking of giant catalogs,
Yeah.
speaking of amazing looking artwork, speaking of
Thanks, sir.
goats, dare I say?
I would say goat Nagai. Yeah.
There we go.
The goat Nagai. So I brought you Mazinger because I love mechs, and it was, so I got it for, I got it for $9
Jeez,
back in the day.
$980 too, which is
Yeah.
no small ask.
This is so actually I'm trying to see if I got this in 90. I would have gotten this in like 90 something. Anyways, we'll dig in here.
So is this kind of like part of your childhood to some extent?
Yeah, this is one of my first true comics.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I mean, this is such a the beginnings of manga entering the States.
88.
Is crazy.
This must have been in the library at some point, because now that I'm thinking about it, this was just like my cousin pulled it out of the book shelf,
Right.
and it was just like in our comic shelf.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess the nice thing about these prestige format books is it's not like a periodical where you might just toss it out like a magazine.
Yeah.
You know, they do tend to stick around. You'll even see, like,
Yeah.
I have no doubt if Diamond Distribution is closing, they probably have some like 80s trades sitting around dead stock, because it's like, what do you do with them? You know, they're not like as
They ain't moving.
they're not like graphic novels where they're, you know, reprinted in collections of the periodicals. They're just, I don't know, their own thing kind of.
Yeah.
And you could still sell them for $6.
Yeah.
You know, and stores can order them, I guess. But yeah, I don't think they ever disappear. So I think these have like longer shelf lives in a sense. It's not shocking to me that this was available to you decades after production.
And this is like, it gets a little more respect because it feels nicer in your hand.
Of course, yeah, no,
comic.
I think the presentation and the art and everything, it's like anytime I had these as a kid, it was just felt like you were looking at something otherworldly. You know, it stands in such stark contrast to comics.
So check this out. What I'm curious what you thought of this this comic.
I kind of, I'll tell you when I was in. You're gonna laugh when I tell you when I was in. Because my initial thoughts were like, I really had to look into it, because I was like, this looks like it's role playing game art, like RPG art that just was like shrunk down or just like chopped up and cropped and like turned into comic form.
Because it has like a weird blur effect everywhere. Yeah,
I mean, that's airbrushing, I imagine, that gives it that like pop, which is of course like, you know, one of my favorite art techniques. I'm a child of the 80s, so anytime I see this shit, I'm drawn into it. But I was like, maybe it's because it doesn't go like cover to cover or something. Like the format size is strange. It just feels very non-comic, you know? Yeah. And I don't even mean to say that in like
montage, sense. Right? Instead of an actual story.
Something like that. Yeah, like, you know, this is, to me, is like video game box art.
There you go. Yeah.
That was like cut out and repurposed. And I genuinely thought it was like, you know, Games Workshop kind of shit, where it's like awesome art, but it's just been formatted to a comic. It's of course not the case. I mean, this is a great example. Tell me this isn't a poster art of something and then just a some text on the side. I don't understand mech shit. I've never understood it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't like it. It's the hardest thing to draw. It's so complicated. I think they even credit different people
kind of gnarly
in the design of the robots. Like the level of work and detail it takes to make this stuff is astonishing. I respect it. I cannot connect with it. And like, you know, I don't mean to be like too mean or like lost in translation here or anything, but what's the latest battle report? Worse than ever. The enemy is using a new combat armor. Sure. What do you expect? Are you some kind of coward? I've got a buddy who's seen me through 100 battles. Say it, brother. That's bad. Like, I know
it's so bad.
There's some translation issues, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, the onus is not on me to connect to this.
Yeah.
You have to make me connect. You have to make me care. I cannot care about
This was like a job.
It's so over. It's
Yeah.
just too big. I can't.
Yeah.
Again, I can appreciate the craft. The art's awesome. It's 10 out of 10. That's like,
story.
you know, you crack it open. It's like, this has to appeal to some 8-year-old brain.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
You have. If you're, I don't know of any young boy today who wouldn't be very excited.
Dude, you see this
stuff. You're stoked.
And you're like, dude, I get to drive that
you're
thing?
Stoked.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That I can tell you from reading this, I remember that specifically. Like, dude, they get to drive it?
It's so cool. You get inside. Anyways, I can't connect with this kind of stuff. What? I can't connect with like, and I guess it's the same for like the Dragon Ball Z stuff where it's like, whoa, my power level is going up here, your power level is there, and like you're watching this anime and 20 minutes of it is just
power levels,
fighting.
Dude, but how sick
of
is
course,
that?
It's amazing. I don't care.
Like, it's story-wise,
it's non-existent.
It was, let's just get this robot fucking shit up.
Absolute fucking gibberish. And this is the same way I feel like with any of this robot stuff. It's like, wow, that's a lot of work. I do not care.
It's so much work for this. I like this bad guy.
It's a very specific really cool. kind of person that is into this stuff. You know?
Art weirdo.
And they're not like mech people specifically. I think anime in general is kind of weird. Like I have a hard time, or anime manga are kind of weird to me. But like those people who are into mech specific stuff are weirdos within weirdos.
It's a subgenre for sure.
Somehow more. Listen, I'm just saying. You have to say which group of people have more Nazis in them. Here's the story about the like anime schoolgirls with like a baking club, you know, the slice of life stuff, the moe stuff. Here's the just general issue Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, shonen kind of like long adventure kind of stuff. Here's the mech people. I'm sure there's horror, etc. Who has the most Nazis? It's the mech people.
It's definitely the mech people.
There's a specific kind of person. These stories appeal to, maybe it's like the lack of humanity in them.
I think it's the detachment from like murder.
Yeah, because you're not killing the people.
It's the robot
that's doing it, and it's this mass destruction.
That's so funny.
But
I've never put that together, but on the Reddits.
Look,
like, dude, the Reddit is dark.
I'm complaining about this stuff. I'm griping. I'm being a fucking annoying person. I'm just being kind of disrespectful towards, again, all this work, all this art. Here's turning around. Here's where they get.
No way.
He takes he's this knight guy, right? Who's like helped this princess in this fantasy land.
This gigantic lady.
Slay the demons. Or the regular size, you know, he's in this world.
Right.
I'm just like, okay, whatever, mechs, just an excuse to show off your power levels, blah, blah, blah. Now we get to the princess that he just kind of rescued, more or less, pops the thing off. She doesn't realize he's a guy driving this thing. Yeah. He's super tiny. Or this is what like John Carter, Warlord of Mars is all about. Where it's like, or I guess Superman too. Superman's like, I'm a regular Kryptonian, but on Earth, I'm super juiced.
I'm strong.
Because of the sun. Yeah. And like, Warlord of Mars is the same thing. It's like, I'm just a regular Earth man, but on Mars, I'm super jacked. So it's like, he's a regular sized man, but on this world, he's super tiny. True. And now I'm in. Now I'm sold. Now we got a human connection. How are they going to make this romance work? I know why she likes this giant robot guy, but can't you appreciate the little guy? How do they make this happen? Now I'm sucked in. They got me. So so funny. I need to salute this comic for understanding both of those things. I don't think if you're like a mech freak, you're let down by this. I think you're stoked. I think they got the mech freaks. Here you got me, old artsy fartsy guy, old Adrian Tomine over here, who just wants to see some romance, and they get something for me too. That's awesome. And then he just
goes right back into it.
He gets into the war, but I think like they have when there's like a big enough of a blast or something, he transports back into like human dimension or like Earth dimension.
He can go back into that
based on some It's not like voluntary though. It seems like it's because of some huge explosion.
It's like a shift in some
Yeah.
dimensional
And then
kind
he
of
has to go
thing.
back to fighting on the post irradiated Earth. Listen, all I'm saying, that's a good story. I'm
Yeah.
sold. There's some bones underneath this that that can connect me. And it's just, yeah, kind of sad that it's like, you know, you could probably get away with Charles Schultz could draw that comic. You know, Gulliver's Travels could do
That
that.
is so true.
But this shit, you have to be a super mega mind to, and this is the stuff that I just don't, I can't.
They lose you on like the complete war story, like
Yeah, I mean, I respect it. It's obviously fucking cool looking. Like
it's
Dragon Ball Z is cool. They're fucking fighting. It's big. It's big. They punch each other, and
but it's Image Comics.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
This
is the foreground to all of that. Big
this
time.
is proto Image for sure.
Yeah, big splash pages and like, yeah, all imagery. I mean, they had to be. This is This hits America in '88, and so like Image Comics happens pretty soon after. And I think any artist, like any Western artist, is going to see this and be like, oh, that's a splash page.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, I don't think they have the skill to do it. I'm not trusting Liefeld to draw this shit. Silvestri in a pinch, maybe.
Yeah.
Any of those other cats, I don't know about. But
I mean, maybe
the principles of turning a page and seeing stuff like this, yeah, for sure, is integral to that '90s splash page.
I've heard a lot
of storytelling.
Like with this if we're going '90s on this, I've heard this is the Mazinger Z. I don't know if this is in that same world actually. If this is just like a proto story or something, but if we're throwing stuff out there to the commentators, is there a Go Nagai series that we can dive into that like is the definitive actual Go Nagai? I've done the Devilman stuff. It feels super cool, but like I see similar issues with like the story kind of goes away versus like the vibe. Vibe is always high.
Yes, art, I'm sure. I mean, this is. I was surprised that he was the guy doing this art. This looks like like how is a guy who's that successful finding time?
I think
to do because he has by this point he's huge in Japan. He has multiple series, cartoons that have been merchandised. Like he's made it.
Yeah.
At this point,
he is a full-fledged.
This does not look like the art of someone who's made it. This looks like the art of someone who's really hungry.
This is a homie,
really give people their value,
yeah.
And I'm, kind of shitting on the story here because there isn't one.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, so hard. I'd like to read more. I'd like to give me the heart.
Fuck,
I'm into Mazinger.
Love.
I swear I'm into Mazinger for the articles. I'm into Mazinger for the story. I want the art, I want the romance,
the love.
And if I have to read a whole bunch of comics to figure out what happens to this little guy and this big old lady, I'm gonna read a bunch of these comics.
Give us some closure, guys.
Yeah, can we have a robot-free Mazinger edit? Has a fan edit come out where they just take all the bullshit robot fights
the
out?
pastoral Mazinger? I would love that story.
I want to know if these two crazy kids can make it work. I'm a simple man. I'm a man who follows his heart, and that's what connects me to the Mazinger series. But this is awesome. I think that's such that's such a cool first comic. That's such a fucking ruination of your life.
It's set. You can see how this set me up.
Well, where can you go? There's not like a whole lot of art that's at that level.
Can I tell you about like Mexican comics sort of match this?
Yeah.
In a weird but like pulpy way.
My only like knowledge of Mexican comics is like the historietas and like
those are great. Yeah.
Tijuana Bibles and stuff. Which
those are dark.
Are their own kind of thing,
Oh, there's some stuff there's this one guy that my mom actually the comic that we would always get was called Kaliman, I think.
Okay.
And it was like a Bruce Wayne type, but his ability was magic. It's an insane story, but we'll dive in one of these days.
Well, what's the connection to robots? And
the connection there is the painted part.
Oh,
Like
yeah. I see what
that
you're
set
saying.
me up like this kind of shit. It would be painted, and you'd see the texture of the board.
Yeah, I mean, at least the covers, because that's what's really
Yeah.
striking about those historietas is the covers.
The covers were all painted.
Completely amazing. Usually the insides are black and white.
Nothing like this, though. I mean, this is beyond. Like you're saying, this does feel like storyboard art almost.
Right. Or I mean, again,
Painted storyboard.
I keep going
art.
back to like RPGs, movie posters, that sort of thing. But this is just the technology that was used to make that stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And we've fallen
that language, I guess.
We've fallen very far from God's grace and stuff. So the less said on that, the better, perhaps.
But East versus West, right here.
Yeah, and you know who the winner is?
Who?
The reader.
There you go. And you, the watcher.
I enjoyed this though. Yeah. That's all we got.
That's all we got.
I'm still not confident in our sign off yet.
But let us know in the comments what you guys think.
Okay, there we go. At ease.
At ease, guys.